The one that is out of the world. Been married 25 years now. I am now 50, she is 53. I used to work for a major retailer as a store manager, however had to give that up due to 3 back surgeries. Greater than so now I stay home, make sure house is clean, I cook, do all the housework, make sure my wife is taken care of. However, that's where it ends. She has been very grouchy, moody, smokes like a chimney and talks on the phone constantly. She is a director of nursing, so she claims it's all business. Today, however, had a huge kick in the nuts. Her phone rang, I didn't recognize the name, so I looked at her phone. This person left a text. Well, when I started to read the history, it was like a kick in the groin. There has been back and forth for about 5 months now. He texts her. She calls him a lot of sweet talk. I confronted her immediately and got, it's not what you think. I was born at night, not last night. Called the guy, claims they're just friends. He's married, so I asked him if he would like me texting his wife and other profanities. I feel so betrayed, it's not possible to put into words. Oh, by the way, she works 6 days a week and barely says 2 words to me, yet has time to talk to this clown. Here is my dilemma. I have 0 savings, not much family support, and have 5 dogs which are my world, and live in constant pain. We are also in the middle of home renovations. My credit has gone to crap, so we could fix hers and the house. If I leave, where can I go with 5 dogs and no credit? I also suffer from severe depression, so they are my constant companion. No friends either. My brother will take me in, but they have 2 dogs of their own, and I don't want to feel like a burden on anyone. I will be filing bankruptcy next month, so I pretty much have to stay put. I figure I can live on the 2nd floor, but it's just so hard. I feel like my world has been shattered under my feet. Sorry for rambling and not making much sense, but I just need to put this out there. Having to start life over at 50 with 0 support is hard. I do go to therapy, bring $3,000 in a month, and I try very hard to make sure she is happy. For the longest time I've felt like a loser, but when I step back and compare myself to the way other guys are with their wives, I think I'm not bad. Case in point, the guy she's texting is married with kids. I have never gone behind her back on anything. Some more background on me: I am on antidepressants plus about 10 more meds, have nerve damage in arm and leg. For the most part I try not to let this get in the way. I am a good husband. With all the time I have, it's easy to be communicating with someone else, but that's not what I'm into. As far as the dogs go, they make my life a lot easier. Getting rid of them is not an option. As far as bonding goes, my desire is always there. Of all the things wrong with my body, that's not one of them. I have always been a good husband. She doesn't need anything. Apparently just another man. So, for those of you putting the blame on me, you are wrong. I still try. I'm in therapy, take my meds, watch what I look like, and always put her needs first. 25 years of that. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe she needs me to treat her like crap. Oh, another thing, she is the one that's let herself go. She is about 60 pounds overweight, smokes like a chimney, is mean to everyone. And the dude, I've seen his pic, looks like he's about 350 pounds and has a head like a horse, so he's not a winner. I did go see an attorney and he told me to go forth with the divorce. Judge would make us sell in 50-50. I cannot do that. It's not in my heart. I am not that kind of person. She wants the house. I just want 20,000. We have about 90,000 in equity. Yesterday we agreed on this. Today I typed everything out. She gets home and backs out. I refused to leave. I gave the down payment for this house and lost my ass on our old house. I just want something to start over again at 50 with 5 small dogs who are not going to the shelter. Can't let them down too. But I'm against a rock in a hard place. As I'm writing this, I'm not afraid to admit I am crying, and my dogs are right next to me, 2 of them kissing my face. She is stubborn as they come. She will not leave. I'd rather leave. I gave her the chance to prove to me that, like she says, it's jot what I think. I said, let me see the phone bill. She said, screw that. I'm supposed to trust her. Well, if I'm supposed to trust her, why won't she prove it? 'Cause she's guilty. And by the way, I am nice. I am that kind of person. I feed stray cats, give money to the homeless. 3 of my dogs I took out of abusive homes. I believe in karma. I don't have a vengeful bone in my body. My truck is in her sister's name. It's brand new and owes $29,000. I figure after paying Addie closing costs and taxes, I won't be any better off if we get divorced. We agreed they will pay off the truck, hand me the title, under my name of course, and I will hand over a quitclaim deed, which essentially takes my name off the title. Then I'll sell the damn truck and move on. I don't really care if we stay married. This will stop me from making the same mistake in the future. Again, as far as the dogs, I have found many places I can afford that allow dogs, so that's not an issue. And yes, if it came down to it, I would live under a bridge before losing these guys. A failed marriage is one thing. Taking my dogs to the pound would be a real loss. By the way, went to psych today and he saw the text. Didn't see too much on her end. It was mostly on his end. This started as a professional business thing and he veered off course, but she didn't stop him. Psych suggested marriage counseling, but in her eyes, she's not doing anything wrong. So, I don't think that will fly. And please stop attacking my dogs. Those of you that are, apparently have never been depressed and had the love of a dog. They are all small. Between the 5 they weigh 100 pounds. So, it's not an issue, never has been. This is the only source of comfort I have. One of them is 16 and will have to be put down soon. That won't be easy either. My comment: Be very aware your W will attempt to appear as if she may. You want things to work out. She isn't. She is just lining up her ducks. If she can screw you over in the D, bet the farm she will. A D is a business deal. Yes, I know you still love her, but she does not you anymore. To do what she did and to continue to do so shows she has zero respect for you. Now it will be hard taking the first step, was for me. She lost respect to you. It's time to shift that focus to you. If you are 100% through with her, there may be no need to investigate. If you aren't, they need to put on your sleuth. Definitely contact the OMW. She has a right to know her H is a piece of crap. Story 2. So here we are 10 years later and I still trip up sometimes thinking about me and my husband's past. I am seeing a therapist come Monday because I don't think it's okay to have these thoughts like I do. So, storyline is my husband kissed my then friend twice. First kiss she did when she seen her husband walk away at a party that he cheated on her with. So, I get why she did that to shorten that story. Her husband has cheated on her a bit, so I see why her head is messed up. But anyways, my husband gives me two conflicting stories. Well, sort of. So he after that kids were pulled into the same boat a lot of people would have, wondering how he could have done that. Did he like her? If he can do that, does he love me? And so on. So, he decided he was going to kiss her again to see if they had anything and if basically, he loved me. So, he asked her if she had feelings and she said no. He said, how do you know? And she told him she loved her husband and me, and he said, well, I think we should kiss again, so they did. In a way, I see that thought process. But when this was all said and done and I found out he tells me he never had feelings for her, then on the other hand he says she made him feel wanted and gave him attention and thought she liked him. So, when I ask him, did you because you liked her, it's always a no. But in my head that makes no sense. I think this is why I can't move on. It's been 3 months that I have been off Zoloft that I was on for 10 years of my life. So, I have suppressed a lot of emotions. So here is our story from a decade ago, when we were babies. So, my husband introduces me to his friends that he had known from JR High. They were a fun and crazy couple. Well, they wanted to party all the time and we did neglect our responsibilities as young parents. We would have my parents watch the kids almost every weekend. We were 21 having our first and 23 with the second. So anyways, I wish I could take it all back. It was a year into the friendship for me, obviously longer for him. So this was about August. My husband went out of town for work that week, and the other couple told me going into the BBQ our other friend was having. So I went and we all ended up getting hammered that night. The husband of the other couple talked me into playing strip poker with them, so I did. I ended up in my underwear and nothing else. After we played, we ran around the house. What the hell, I know. So I told my husband and he was devastated. I think he took it so hard to the point of contemplating leaving me. We fought a ton. It was not an easy road for us. So, come October, the couple had a party. We went and of course everyone was hammered as young kids do. But the wife of the other couple had seen her husband walk off from the party with the sister-in-law he had a love affair with. So, she was pissed and hurt and crazy. I guess that's when she kissed my husband. And after that kiss he went into a question everything mode. He questioned our marriage and why he kissed back. He questioned if he loved me. He also liked the attention. So, he said he made a choice. That now looking back he said was the most idiotic thing he has ever done. He decided he needed to kiss her again to see if he was able to do so and be okay with it. If he was okay with it, he obviously needed to be done with me. So fast forward a couple months later and he did. He asked her to kiss him again. He talked her into it, asking her if she had feelings, and she said no, she loved her husband and loved me. But he still said that they should kiss and see. So, they did and he grabbed her when kissing. Said this was just a reaction. After the kiss he called her a few days later, stating that it was wrong and explained why he did it, and that he had decided to stay with me. And please don't tell me because he would lose me. Now the thing that I may believe somewhat of what he is stating is she had tried that summer with him. Keep in mind I didn't know for a year, but I guess she told him I could kiss you right now, but I am not going to, and he said, good, I don't want you to now. To me, if he really was into her and wanting to sleep with her, he could have easily, or at least kept this kissing thing going. Or it is turning into a yeah, but it didn't. Basically, what I am asking is, do I trust him? He has stuck with me for over a decade of beating him up and bringing this up, never stating anything different. I asked him at one point, why did you not choose a stranger? Why her? He said that why a stranger? It wasn't about that. He wasn't out looking to hook up. That she was a friend and that he knew she would, and that it wasn't about bonding. I am now getting back on and it's been about 2 weeks. I still have moments where I get very angry with myself. See, I tried to act like it didn't hurt me as bad and not let her win. So, we still would hang out a few times with the couple. A part of me wanted her to see she didn't win and my husband isn't into her. I know I am stupid. Plus, we had such a big group of mutual friends, sometimes it was hard to avoid them. So anyways, here is my real question. It was New Year's 3 or 4 years ago. We went to a friend's home for a New Year party and her husband were there. I was the DD, so I had maybe 2 drinks the entire night. And my husband was lit up. The ball dropped and we kissed. Then he kissed all of our friends, just a peck and nothing creepy. They have all been friends from high school and JR High. Well, she may or may not have been one. And I flipped. I almost ended our marriage over it. Then we talked. He said, I am not sure, but I don't want to lie ever again to you. So, I don't want to say it was no or yes, but I am about 99% sure I didn't. He says I feel like I would have stopped or she would have and been like, no. So, is this something I need to forgive? Or is this something that makes me look stupid? I refuse to hang out again with them. I am literally done. I have grown up and realized that I am not going to jeopardize my happiness to keep face with a group of mean girls and act like they can't hurt me. I know it is silly, but it still hurts my feelings. He should know better with this woman, regardless of him thinking it wasn't like that. We had so many problems with what he did the first time 10 years ago. I was pissed that he could have even done that years later. Like how you do not get it, man. But you're right, I need to get out. I need a life outside of him. I consume him. He is what I breathe each day. I need a hobby. It's hard at 36 to figure out what the hell to do for fun. My entire adult life has been kids and husband. So, I am trying to find myself. And yes, I am in therapy. I have to stay in therapy, I think, for a while. It's really nice talking with a stranger who doesn't know me and feed me full of crap. I want honesty. Like if I am being crazy, she tells me. I need that. I don't need a friend who will tell me what I need to hear. Like now, I came on here for advice from people who don't know me. So, I know if it's crazy and I should forgive. Sometimes this obsession and anxiety gets the best of me, where I just want to jump off a bridge and be done altogether. But I know this is something I could never do and leave my children. I want to one day see them grow and marry and have babies, graduate college and become amazing women, and just pray they don't have my personality trait. I think with my OCD it plays over and over in my head until I ask him straight out that at my release, I need to find another way. Like today, not yesterday, I got the thought in my head about what if he was touching her. Then for sure he was trying for a dirty time. So now it's playing over in my head and I want to ask him so bad. Even though I know I have asked him before and he said no. It wasn't like that. It's super frustrating. I wish I knew how to turn off that flight or fight mode. When you learn, tell me. Lol. I honestly wonder why we give our spouses so much power over our emotions. I don't want a rug sweep. And I have told him all I can recall. I know I didn't do anything physical. Mine was words. His was physical and not words. I know you all are right and I need to let it all go. But how? I need help. I can't lose my marriage. This is all me. I do think he is telling the truth, and I had my friend read the text. She said it sounds like he is saying he doesn't know all I have done and chose to let it go because he chose me. And he has been honest with me and told me everything, and I treat him like crap. So why can't I be like him and treat him the way he is treating me? And you're right. I am sure things will never all be said of what was said, and maybe that's for the best. But I do need to stop being so nuts over this because I don't want to lose my family. I will just try to manage my anxiety, and when I want to ask him a question, I will have to figure out a way to release it another way. Half a year later, I am just a lost soul and need to find my way back to the real world. I was hurt so much, it engraved so deeply into me, the hurt just wants to consume me. My husband kissed our mutual friend twice. See, the first kiss was because she was getting back at her husband who hurt her. Then my husband approached her a few months after. Both times drunk, no excuse. After a few years I let it go, sort of, well, we will say, put more effort into facing my fear, her. So we would go to more mutual friends' events knowing they were there, and even got to the point of inviting them over for BBQ at our house. I honestly chalked it up to, okay, think of this, you were all 25, drank too much, married too young, and no respect of boundaries, live and learn. So about 4 years, maybe 3, it was New Year 2016, we went to a mutual friend, and I was the dad. My husband drank his face off. The ball drops and we kiss, and then he kissed the next friend and the next boys and girls. It was all the couples and no singles. It's not like that. But I think she was also in that line. Now I know that context is everything. So, he obviously was happy with his long-term friends and showing love and thanks and drunkenness. And I get that, so why am I acting like he cheated again with her? Can someone maybe help me process this to help me bury it? Logically, I know it wasn't like that, it wasn't just her and they snuck off, it was a crowd and everyone. And yes, I have posted before, but that was preems and startup. I am a little more stable, thank God. But I do think this was my major trigger, and what brought me here again after all those years is what he did, pecking everyone, cheating. And is it cheating because she was one? He kissed all the couples, boys and girls. They have all been friends for 20 plus years. And yeah, he barely drinks, but maybe a handful of times since, and never drunk. I had a conversation with him about it. He is like, I know what you are saying, and that would be rude and disrespectful. I am not sure for sure I did, but I do respect you. If it happened, I was an idiot going down a line of people and didn't think like that. It wants anything than what it was. And I agree, I think context is everything. But he hasn't drank like that since. It's very nice. I also told him we are done now, more parties, no more hanging out, I am done with them, period. And he is on page with that L. He also pointed out that I am the one that pushed to do placed where they were not him. Well, expect this party, then he was an idiot. But no, I don't think he is like chasing this damn girl. Maybe he just isn't that smart and thinks before doing crap. I think that I am more hurt by respect than the peck. I don't think a peck is cheating, and I think that he was just going in line with everyone. It wasn't just me and her. So, I don't think he was being malevolent. I think that's how you spell that. but I am the fool for even pushing or agreeing to be around them. I should have cut her out years ago. I honestly just was being civil cause of the group of friends. But as I have grown, I know that you don't have to do that. You can still be civil, still forgive and cut them out of your life. I don't think that what happened years ago was anything other than stupidity. Still cheating, but nothing to sever to call a marriage and family to be over. I just wanted your opinions on if your spouse was in my situation and something like this happened 8 years after the first incident. Would you forgive? I mean, is this something I just have a conversation about stating no more, you need boundaries, and no more hanging out with them? We are done. I think I am figuring it out, slowly but surely. I honestly know what my biggest struggle is in it all. I have this fantasy I put in my head. Maybe it's all the movies made and people making cheating okay, but I think that for me I have it in my head that I was his second choice. That he has wanted her from childhood. Because they have known each other from 8th grade. She has been with his friend from I think 9th. So, in my head, maybe because I am a woman, I think, oh, he was like, I have wanted this all these years. And here is my chance. So here I am in a struggle of all these years feeling second best. Second option. He is here because he can of her, and that's why he talked her into kissing her again. This is where no matter how many times he tells me for some reason I made up my mind it's this, and well, here I am. My comment. I know it's painful, but you have to keep confronting him till you are satisfied. If he is not willing to help you get over this, then you have your answer. No, he does not love you. A Special Story 3. The Corner Piece. We've been through counseling and are trying to reconcile, but I'm having lingering issues. A bit of background. My wife and I are both in our early 40s and going on our 11th year of marriage. She had an affair with a work colleague 4 years ago, for 2+ years. The OM was from out of town, but they got together whenever their company had their biannual week-long conferences, and also when he came into town about once every few months for regional meetings. There were signs early on, but I didn't listen to my gut. Late night texts. Checked. Taking her cell phone to the bathroom or whenever she left the room. Checked. Getting Brazilian waxes way more often. Checked. She used to do it only once a year before our summer vacation. Buying underwear. Checked. She had an excuse for every one of them, and at the time, I just wasn't connecting the dots. Anyways, I found out 2 years ago when she left her work laptop logged in at home. I found the backup texts and emails. They're not only textings, but he sent her video clips of when they had slept together with explicit messages. I couldn't bring myself to open the video files for over a week, curious while afraid to find out what's in them. I literally did not sleep during that time. I so wanted to delete them, but my logical side told me to get all the evidence before I confronted her. I did eventually watch them, and a couple of things stuck with me even to this day. First, she had unprotected time the whole time. They might have used condoms early on. I don't know. But what I do know is that in the clips she told him to ejaculate inside her. That really made me angry. So, we weren't exactly having a lot of bonding during this time, but she still put my health at risk. The lies. It's like pulling teeth. When I confronted her, without telling her I'd seen the messages, she denied it at first. Pressed further, she said they just kissed. Then she said she only gave him X, as if that made it better. She finally admitted to physical but lied to my face and said she used protection. Even now I still haven't gotten a satisfactory explanation for this. Second is she did all the things with him that she wouldn't do with me. She had always said no to X with me, and even in conversations with friends, whenever it came up, she would tell everyone that X is not for her. What total BS. I don't know why, but I feel really hurt by this. So now we finished almost a year and half of MC. We had to stop because insurance ran out. The positive is that she seems willing and trying. Phones, social media, emails are all open book. We both did full panel STD test and all was fine. She quit her job and found work at different company. She is really good with the kids, and to be fair, she never neglected them. But I can't get over the bonding. We tried to sleep together, but I would think about why she did all the physical things with the other man but not with me and lose interest. Even if I was able, it was angry bonding. I don't want to cuddle afterwards, I don't want to kiss. I just feel dirty and want to take a shower and go to sleep. The problem now seems to lie with me. I can't get the explicit images of them out of my head, the stupid crap they said to each other when she never talks dirty with me. Why everything is yes with him and no with me, and for some god-forsaken reason, they only pop into my head when we try to get intimate. I'm afraid it's going to be like a vicious cycle because I'm not satisfying her physically and she will once again try to find it elsewhere. How do I forget? What can I do? Our physical life was never really exciting or lustful like that with her other man. It was better early on, but still nowhere close. I think lust and animal instinct are probably the best description with her and other man. I mean, we never had a quickie. Ever. But in some of the clips it was obviously in the middle of the day, in between some programs from their conference because they were in their business outfits. They did something really fast. We never did anything close to that. And except for when we were trying to have kids, she always cleaned up and shower after sleeping with me. It made me sick to my stomach. And that's why I feel dirty whenever we try to sleep together now. The boring part, she said it to her other man in the clips and in texts. She said things like how much bigger he is and he made her come so much more. I confronted her about this and she explained it was just dirty talk and she didn't mean it. Size-wise is definitely true, and since she always has an excuse for everything, I'm not sure I believe her. Sorry I didn't mention this earlier. I was really trying to repress it. She knows now I have seen the videos and everything else. It's really not that I really want to have sex with her. She didn't want to do it for 11 plus years and I was fine with it. It's the fact that she did it with someone else and not doing it with me that really bothers me. And when I asked her to have sex or whatever else she did with him and not me, she said the same thing your wife said. She didn't want to do it because it's associated with the other man. I just wonder, is she trying to make me not think of the other man, or is she trying to not think of him herself? I think the best way I could describe it is that she presented herself to me as very conservative, but she's opposite with the other man. I could also tell there was more of a power dynamics between her and the other man, with the other man in power. In the texting, he would tell her to take off her ex at work and flash him, and she did it. She did everything he asked. I did ask about the ex, not because I really wanted it but just wanted to know why, with her, and she said she didn't really like it, not even with him. And I sort of believed her because she would tell him that it hurt while they were doing it, but she never asked him to stop or tell him no. What the hell? I know they did some other crazy crap from the text and whatnot, but I don't care to know. Sorry, but that's all I could stomach for now. I feel like throwing up. I get that she and I will not have wild and crazy bonding like her and the other man, and that I am not the guy that she'll lust after. I talked to her as much and she said she doesn't need it and that it was a passing phase. Sure, she could be lying, but leaving that out for the moment. I'm trying to get a bit of a marriage going. We are both trying to get us back on the physical bandwagon, but the mind movies, actual in my case, get in the way. So, let me ask this, I get that it's unsalvageable for many, but has anyone conquered their mind movies of their WS and actually rediscovered a physical marriage, in whatever form? I was in total disbelief when I found out about the physical affair. Having time to digest it now, it's not just the physical affair, but the crappy and nasty things she did. I simply didn't think she had it in her. I do value intimacy, but one thing that came out of counseling is that she values and needs it way more than me. Our love language is totally different. I've been trying to make time, but with 2 kids and a demanding job, I can't always be there. When we were dating, bonding was like twice a week. Then once a week during marriage before the kids. Before her physical affair, it was like once every few months, and of course down to non-existent once the physical affair started. She said she had the physical affair because the OM always gave her compliments and she felt physical and attractive. The thoughts of the physical affair nowadays only come to mind when we try to be intimate. Honestly, I don't have time to think about it the rest of the time. My comment, you were late. You don't get a pass on being a man. You have had time to analyze, probably done nothing but analyze. Analyze time is over. Time to put your big boy panties on and get on with your life. It sucks, it hurts, it is unbearable. I get it, been there, but no pass on being a man. If I were you, I would remove myself, or herself, from my presence. You can't think, get your head on right, with her around and she has done nothing to earn her spot at your table. Quit being a doormat, you are better than this.